Today, we're diving into a topic that's been on my mind a lot lately. Why it seems like I just can't seem to get a girl. Now, before we start, I want to make it clear that I'm not looking for sympathy or pity. I'm just here to share my thoughts and maybe help some of you who might be in the same boat. So, let's get into it. Confidence has always been a struggle for me, especially in social situations. I remember this one time at a friend's party where I spotted a girl across the room who seemed really interesting. I wanted to talk to her, but every step closer felt like my heart was in my throat. By the time I reached her, I was so nervous that I couldn't string a coherent sentence together. It was a missed opportunity, and it left me kicking myself afterward, wondering why I couldn't just believe in myself more. One of the biggest reasons why I think I struggle is confidence, or rather, the lack thereof. Confidence is like a magnet when it comes to attracting people, and if you're not feeling it, it shows. For me, approaching someone I'm interested in feels like climbing Mount Everest without any gear. I second-guess myself, overthink every word, and end up freezing when I finally muster up the courage to say something. Overthinking has been my constant companion in the dating world. I once went on a date with a girl I really liked, and instead of enjoying our time together, I found myself analyzing every word she said and every reaction she had. Should I hold her hand? Should I compliment her? I was so caught up in trying to make a good impression that I probably came off as distant or aloof. In hindsight, I wish I had just relaxed and let things unfold naturally. Building on that, overthinking is a curse. I can't help but analyze every interaction to death. Did she smile because she's being polite or because she likes me? Should I have texted her back sooner? Was my joke too cheesy? These thoughts are like a constant background noise that sabotages any chance I have of just being myself and enjoying the moment. The dreaded fear of rejection. It's like a dark cloud that follows me around whenever I consider making the move. The idea of putting myself out there only to be turned down is enough to make me retreat into my shell. I know rejection is a part of life, but it still stings, and sometimes I let that fear hold me back from even trying. The fear of rejection has held me back more times than I care to admit. I remember asking a girl out in college, and when she politely turned me down, I felt crushed. It made me hesitant to put myself out there again, afraid of experiencing the kind of disappointment. Even now, that fear lurks in the back of my mind whenever I consider asking someone out or expressing interest. Social media has a way of amplifying insecurities, doesn't it? I remember scrolling through Instagram and seeing pictures of friends with their girlfriends, going on amazing vacations together, and feeling like I was somehow behind. It's easy to get caught up in comparing my own life to those curated snapshots and wondering if I'll ever measure up. It's a constant battle to remind myself that everyone's journey is different and that what I see online isn't always the full picture. In today's world, it's so easy to compare yourself to others, especially with social media highlighting everyone's highlight reels. I find myself wondering if I'm good-looking enough, successful enough, or interesting enough compared to other guys. This comparison game feeds into my insecurities and makes me doubt my own worthiness of someone's affection. Let's face it, I haven't exactly been a ladies' man. My lack of experience sometimes makes me feel like I'm playing catch-up or that I'll never quite figure out the dating game. It's a bit of a vicious cycle. The less experience I have, the more nervous I become, which then further limits my opportunities to gain that experience. My lack of experience has definitely been a stumbling block. I didn't have many relationships growing up, and as a result, I often feel like I'm navigating uncharted waters. There's a pressure to know exactly what to do or say, but the truth is, I'm still learning. Each interaction teaches me something new about myself and about what I want in a partner. It's a learning curve, and I'm slowly gaining confidence as I go. Balancing a busy lifestyle with dating has often been a struggle. During a period of intense work commitments, I found it difficult to carve out time for socializing and getting to know new people. I missed out on opportunities to meet potential partners because my schedule left little room for spontaneity or cultivating relationships. My career aspirations and personal goals sometimes took precedence over actively pursuing romantic connections. As someone with a demanding career or personal pursuits, finding time and energy for dating and relationships can be a struggle. Balancing work, hobbies, and social life leaves little room for actively seeking out and nurturing romantic connections. This busy lifestyle can inadvertently lead to missed opportunities or difficulty in prioritizing dating. One of the biggest reasons for my struggles has been a deep-seated fear of vulnerability. Opening up to someone romantically means letting down walls and exposing parts of yourself that are usually kept hidden. This fear often leads me to avoid taking emotional risks or fully investing in relationships, out of concern that I might get hurt or rejected if I show my true feelings. I remember a time when I developed strong feelings for someone, but instead of expressing how I felt, I kept my emotions guarded. I was afraid of being seen as too needy or risking rejection if I showed my true feelings. As a result, I missed the opportunity to pursue a potential connection that could have been meaningful. Commitment issues or fear of intimacy can also hinder my ability to form lasting romantic connections. I may unconsciously sabotage relationships when they start to get serious, fearing the responsibilities or expectations that come with a committed partnership. This fear can stem from past experiences or a deep-seated discomfort with vulnerability and emotional intimacy. I recall a relationship where things were going well, but as it became more serious, I started to feel uneasy about the idea of long-term commitment. I struggled with the responsibilities and expectations that came with being in a committed partnership, which caused me to hesitate and ultimately led to the relationship fizzling out. Lastly, I've caught myself putting girls on pedestals, expecting them to be flawless and expecting myself to be flawless in return. This unrealistic expectation sets me up for disappointment because no one is perfect. I've had to learn that relationships are about accepting each other's imperfections and growing together, rather than trying to live up to unrealistic ideals. I'll admit it, sometimes I build up girls in my mind to be these perfect, unattainable beings. I forget that they're just people with their own flaws and insecurities. This pedestal I put them on makes me feel like I have to be flawless myself to even have a chance, which, let's be honest, none of us are. These experiences have shaped my perspective on why it's been challenging for me to connect with someone romantically. Each of these points, confidence issues, overthinking, fear of rejection, comparison and insecurity, lack of experience, and unrealistic expectations, has been a hurdle for me at different points in my life. But I'm working on it. I'm learning to be more confident, to trust myself more, and to embrace the journey, bumps and all. I hope sharing this has resonated with some of you who might be on a similar path. Remember, we're all learning and growing, and that's what makes the journey worthwhile. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you in the next video.